Welcome to the podcast that passes poor performance on pop culture. I'm one of your hosts, Darren Duncan, alongside with my best friend, Audie Marsh. We're just a couple of cool cats casually causing some chaos with conversation. We're here to entertain you, not hurt your feelings, so don't blame us. What's up, dude?
What's up, man?
You excited for tonight or what?
Oh yeah, dude. This is a big deal, man. This is a really big deal.
We got Peter Anthony from Friday the 13th fan film fame. This guy's the shit, man. I can't wait to talk to him and hear all this fucking crazy shit that he's been through and what it's like to be on the inside of making fan films.
Like all week, I have done nothing at work because of Friday.
Right.
I'm just like, I get to work. I'm like, I want to go home.
Right. Fucking brainstorm on the podcast.
Yeah.
So before we bring him in, we want to give a huge shout out to Rip It Energy Fuel, the greatest energy drink on the fucking planet. They support the military, and we appreciate that so much. So that's why we support them. And go buy some goddamn Rip It Energy drinks.
I love
and
these.
If you don't have them in your area, you can get them on Amazon. So go do it.
Amazing.
Let's bring Peter in, man.
I think we've wasted enough time.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
What's up, dude?
What's up, man?
Is this your first show or second show?
This is our sixth, I think.
Yeah.
Our sixth episode. Yeah, this is our sixth episode.
I thought I was special. Fuck this shit.
Well, you're like our first special guest. Because before this, we've always been solo. Our first guest was last week. So,
how'd that go?
It was good, man. It was fun. The guy was a sideshow, like a freak show artist. So he'd like lift car batteries with his pure stick and he ripped it in half. So it was a really interesting story.
For real?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he got his fucking finger amputated like 2 days before the podcast. So it was fucking nuts. You'll have to go back and check it out.
Yeah. That's a dude I would not want to fight.
Yeah. He's been through some shit.
I gotta step my material up if I gotta follow that.
Yeah,
right.
Get that dick pierced.
Yeah, fuck. I think he's out after that. He's like, nope.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've done several things and aren't afraid of many things, but lifting a car battery with your pierced stick is probably not one of them, right?
It's not even a afraid thing. It just doesn't make any sense, you know?
Right.
And I'm not taking away because it's obviously a brave move, especially if it's already pierced. You have the hole already to rip. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Darren and I were talking about that. We were like, Darren was like, dude, what would you do if you had to get it pierced? Like, what extreme? Like, would it be like to save a family member, $1 million? And I literally sat there for like 10 minutes, like, I rest in peace to whatever family member. It looks like I'm going broke.
Yeah, no shit.
I was like, mm-mm.
Like, I don't even eat hot wings because it's like I got other ways to prove I'm tough. I'm not gonna punish myself. You know,
exactly.
Fuck that, dude. So I'm excited to talk to you, man. First of all, thanks for hopping on with us. I know you're a busy guy, so to take time out of your Friday night to hang out with us really means a lot to me. I appreciate it.
No, man, what you've done for me, your reviews, man, I share them with everybody because you're so passionate. It's like not fake. It's not bullshit. You're not trying to kiss ass. You're just real excited, like a fan, like I am. So when I see your reviews, man, I share them with everyone. So that's the least I can do. You get excited and like, you're just honest. Like you got the beer, you got your like laptop. Like, I just finished this shit. And let me tell you, it's fucking great, dude. I love it.
Yeah, I'm a pretty unconventional YouTuber. I'm always honest and I say naughty words or I'll be half drunk in the thing or I'll do bootleg fucking trailers with my phone up to the laptop. Like, fuck it, man. If you don't like it, there's other YouTubers out there to watch. Go watch them, you know?
Yeah, it's real.
It's right.
Real.
Yeah, 100%, man. So where are you from, dude? I know you're on the East Coast. Where'd you like grow up and shit? What was that like?
So the town here is called Wallingford, but it's right next to New Haven, Connecticut. Most people will recognize that. Okay. So grew up here my whole life. I moved to Florida in 2000 to 2002 for work. I was in St. Petersburg. So what did I do? So I've been in sales since I was 18 and I started selling bodybuilding supplements back when I used to be a lot bigger. I used to be jacked and not a fat mess like I am now. And I moved to Florida and my boss was the head of a supplement distribution company for all of the South. And he was good friends with Macho Man Hogan. So I was arm wrestling Macho Man. I got pictures. I was lifting with Terry Bollea, Hulk Hogan, and I was getting all free supplements back when I was like 20, 22. So that was great down there. But then like the recession kind of happened and nobody was buying supplements anymore. So I moved back up to the north.
Okay.
Yeah. But let me tell you, dude, I had a girlfriend down there and that was not good because there's too much opportunity down there for sure. Especially like when you're from the north, you got this like cocky bravado. I guess I don't realize the southern guys don't have, and those chicks fucking love it.
Right. And the accent, man, like it's anywhere you go, if you sound different, you're automatically jumped up on the hot scale.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Earrings and shit, you know.
Right. That's awesome. So how early did you get into like horror films and why Jason so much?
Dude, my mom, who was 100 pounds, right? She's a little Cuban lady from Cuba. She used to make me watch like Murder, She Wrote and all kinds of stuff like that. My mother loved that stuff. Now, she wasn't on the slasher end, but in her defense, slasher really didn't come around till the late 70s, 80s.
Right.
So she would like watch scary movies with me and almost like in the middle range and Exorcist and stuff. And I just fell in love with it, dude. I mean, like I said, we didn't have a TV in our room. So, but there was a downstairs. And remember back in the day, I don't know how old you guys are, but all there was the first cable was HBO. So that was the first one where you could see full swearing, nudity, everything else. I mean, you could watch USA Up All Night or Joe Bob, but it was cut out and the swears and the nudity and all that. So like I would go to sleep at like 10:30, 11. I'd wake up, pretend I was going to pee, and I would go downstairs and turn on HBO and just watch Friday the 13th. And I would draw masks on paper and just wear them on my face. My mother come downstairs, 6 years old, and there I am sitting with a paper mask on watching Friday the 13th. She's like, "What's wrong with you?"
Right.
It wasn't sexy. It wasn't sexy back then to watch horror like it is now. It was different. It was weird with you.
Yeah. I get a lot of shit because my son's only 6 and like he don't even know who like Spider-Man and Superman and that shit is really. Like he knows who they are, but he don't care. He don't want Superman shoes. He wants fucking Jason shoes. I'm like, they don't make that shit, man. You know? But people look down on me for that, and it's like, fuck you. Don't worry about what I'm doing. You know?
No, but look at your room. Like my parents didn't have a room like that, or like my room. You know, with all the you can't see it, but all the you've seen my room before, right? With all the behind me. So like nobody had that. So now your son or your daughter wants to be cool like their dad, you know?
Right.
Before it was different. You were like a loner if you did it before.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's definitely more accessible and appreciated and things like that. It's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, there's some horror movies. My daughter is like, "Hey, Dad, you ever seen this?" I'm like, "No." It's like, "Oh, it's like the best horror movie ever." I'm like, "Where are you watching this?"
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
You know, I have access to everything.
Yeah, it's everywhere now, especially if you got fucking 10 different streaming platforms.
Yeah.
It's still cheaper than cable, dude. If you got like all the fucking streaming platforms, it's still cheaper than cable. So I'm like, I don't even got cable. I just got fucking Shudder and Netflix, Hulu. I got all that shit.
Same here.
It's cheaper, dude. So my kids just hop on there and watch whatever the fuck they want. The only thing I try to keep them away from is like the sex stuff, because I'd rather explain decapitation and how it's fake than have to explain what sex is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Ella, my niece, you've seen pictures with my niece, right?
Right.
She's 16 now. So the only Friday 13th, because my brother's really strict and I don't want to be a dick, you know?
Right.
So the only one we saw was part 6. And there's no nudity or sex. And there's only that one scene in the RV where she's riding him. I knew it was coming. So but they still had clothes on.
Right.
So I fast forwarded that because I landed Darcy DeMoss for Vengeance too. I talk to her all the time.
Yeah.
So I fast forwarded that. She watched 6 and she loved it. But I want to make her watch 7 and then watch Rosebud right after it. But there's a lot of nudity in 7, so I've got to like pre-mark down where the fuck it all is so I can go through it.
Yeah, be like, hey, why don't you go give me a pop out of the refrigerator real quick? Like, again, that's like the 8th pop, dude.
Yeah.
No, I get it though. I fuck. That's why I want to keep him away from it too. So that's cool that you're not just shitting on your brother. Like, oh fuck you, I'm gonna show her anyway.
Yeah, because I wouldn't like it if he did that to me. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let him make the decision. You know.
Yeah, for sure. And then I don't know. He can have that whole daddy-daughter talk. You know.
They know it in school with the internet. I mean, there's kids like that are 14 that put porn on their phones now.
Yeah.
So they know a lot more than we did back then, for sure.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Like
it's definitely like TikTok is like softcore porn.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
Part, yeah.
And I keep my kids away from that and the Snapchat and stuff.
Well, look at the music videos. Look at Lil Nas X getting fucked in the rear by the devil.
Yeah, I know.
This before.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Crazy.
Like,
yeah.
you know, I mean, I get it, the whole shock value, because Darren and I used to have to stay up till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning to watch a Marilyn Manson video,
Yeah.
Right.
and that was at night. They would show him. But now it's just like,
Yeah.
I'm playing like uh the virus protector for computers now with my kids. I'm like, nope, nope. Like I
Yeah.
got to keep them off of it just to keep them pure.
Dude, it was a
Yeah.
big deal that Madonna wore a wedding dress and sang like a virgin and rolled around on stage sexual. That was a big deal back in the
Right.
day. MTV Awards. Remember that?
Yeah, dude, Elvis Presley got banned because he shook his fucking hips. They called him Elvis the Pelvis, and when he was on the Ed Sullivan show, they filmed him from like the belly button up or whatever. And
Dude.
then Jim Morrison got banned because he grabbed the camera and pointed it at his dick. And so
Yeah.
the Doors got lifetime ban from Ed Sullivan. And yeah,
I
that
think
was
even
like the
Woodstock.
60s though. It was so tame
Yeah.
back then,
Dude, the first TV show to ever show a bedroom, a woman and man's bedroom, was the Honeymooners, and the first show ever on TV to show a man and a woman laying in their bed at night was the Brady Bunch, because that was supposed
Right.
to be no.
Yeah, I remember watching like I Love Lucy on Nick at Night, and they had separate beds.
Yes.
And I remember telling my dad, like, what? Like, what the fuck? And he's like, that's how it
Yeah.
was, dude. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, but why the fuck I get married?
Yeah, exactly. That's fucking nuts to me.
Yeah.
So why Jason so much? Why are you so big into him? What is it about him that just intrigues you so much?
I think, man, it's pretty tough, but you guys tell me. I think between 1 and 4, that's the best storyline of any 3 or 4 in a row. Now, I think Nightmare on Elm Street 1 through 3 is pretty awesome. 2 is a little
Right.
weird, but 1 through 4, Halloween 1 through 4, kind of, except for 3. But I think 1 through 4, Jason really tells that story. I mean, really 1 through 6 if you throw out 5.
Right.
So besides the story, it was just, man, I grew up and I was like an alpha and I was playing sports and fighting, and I always wanted to be big and jacked. And he was just so menacing and powerful, and he didn't say anything. And plus, I like being scared. I like roller coasters. I've always liked being scared like that. So it's like, can you get through it? And then I think this is the thing nobody talks about. I know you guys will agree. He was the first guy that became like an anti-hero,
Right.
where you were watching horror films to root for the murderer. Like that was the first time ever, like just how like The Rock or Stone Cold became the anti-hero in wrestling, where you were like you rooted for a heel. I think Jason was the first guy who you rooted for like that, because in Halloween 1, nobody was rooting for Michael back then.
Right. That's a
Yeah.
really good point. Like, even if the storyline sucks and you can't get into it, you're like, where's the murder? Boobs and blood, man. Where's it at?
Yeah, Savini had a lot to do with that.
Yeah, Tom Savini, he's
Yeah.
fucking genius. Like,
Genius.
could you imagine how different the franchise would be if he wasn't
Without
involved in
him.
the first one?
Just his genius.
Yeah.
Right.
It just, if you listen, you guys watch all those behind the scenes. He has like ideas into everything. A lot of scenes
Yeah.
besides the horror.
Yeah, he
Right.
he dips his hands in a lot of stuff that nobody talks about,
Right.
Like The Burning. The Burning was actually wrote before Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th just made it to this big screen prior to. So technically, had that movie had beat Friday the 13th, it would have been one of the first camp killing movies.
Right.
And he even says that in an interview.
Right.
But the dude's a genius. Wouldn't that be great to get him on here and pick his brain?
Yeah.
Peter would come back and just be all 4 of us. We just pick his brain.
Oh, dude.
Oh, yeah.
You want to talk about things we can talk about, things we can't. So I went to Arizona Mad Monster, and I'm pretty good friends with Kane. You know that, Darren and
Right.
Audi. I don't know if you know that. So we were sitting there, and we had our own little table section there, and Savini was there. And long story short, Kane knows that in my phone, there's always some kinds of crazy videos going on in there, especially back then. So he's like, Petey, show him your fucking phone. So I take my phone, and here I am showing Tom Savini at dinner these crazy videos, you guys can imagine, on there. And he's like, holy shit. The next fucking morning, I get up, I go to the gym, and Savini's there, and me and Tom Savini worked out. That guy almost put me under the table working out at 72, I think. And we have a picture up, Darren, where he's doing his abs in his arm, flexing
Yeah.
it.
He's got that old man strength though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And he's a Vietnam vet too, so
Right.
Agent
an
Orange.
acrobat. He's an acrobat too. You see him, he can do flips off stuff.
Oh wow.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that. I'm sure I've seen it somewhere. It didn't register. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, he's down, dude. So I remember I had my Savini mask, the one you see at the end of Roseblood. I had
Yeah.
another one before that. So I said, "Hey, what's your address? I'm gonna send you this. If can you please sign it?" And he's like, "Yeah, no problem." So I sent him the check and I sent it to him. He sends it back. The check ripped up. I don't take money from friends. I'm like,
Oh wow, that's
You're
cool.
yeah.
So that
He's like,
mask in Roseblood was made by Tom Savini?
no, did you see the end?
Oh. Yeah, but I don't like remember what part you're talking about.
The Savini Jason, the whole design of
Oh
the
yeah, okay.
yeah,
All right,
yeah.
now the fucking the Hellfire one. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, he made the fucking mask. But yeah,
Well, that was
No,
his
I-
design for the video game. So then we went from
yeah.
there. I call it
Did
his.
you- Right now I'm sorry. Now I get exactly what the fuck you were talking about.
Yeah.
Well, did you have to go through any like hoops to have that in there, or the other special appearance towards the end? I don't know if we want to spoil it or not, but
We could. I mean, it's been what, 3 months.
Yeah.
When you say special hoops, you mean to legal wise?
yeah. Did
When
you
you
have
have when you have a fan film, there's certain rules. You could do anything. So as long as you don't make money, right? So I can't monetize the video. So the video's
Okay.
got 100,000, whatever, 200,000 views. When normally I make money.
115,000?
Yeah, normally I make money on that. I can't. Um,
Oh.
any money that you profit,
Damn.
you have to give to charity. So now we lost tons of money, but I still gave $5,000 to Bryson Fiore, my stepson that is no longer with me.
Yeah.
His fund, and then I gave another $750 on behalf of Kevin Spiritus in his name to the Trevor Foundation, which is an LBGTQ suicide hotline. So
Oh, cool.
we gave to them too. And in Vengeance One, we gave $24,000 to the Shriners Children's Hospital.
Yeah, wasn't that Steve Dash wanted that done or something, right? Or
Correct. And then every 15 minutes you can't make more than $50,000 on the Indiegogo, which nobody makes that much anyways. And then you have to release it free on the internet for anybody to watch, which is what we did. So those are the rules. Those are by Paramount.
Damn.
If you adhere to those, I mean, I'm $80,000 to $90,000 in debt from this movie, and Sean Lutis, who built the building, executive producer, he probably $350,000 in debt.
I got a question coming up about that building, man. Fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. Let's just talk about the building then. That way there's no uhs and gaps and shit.
Yeah.
So that building, it's its own living fucking organism in this movie. It's so impressive. It's not just fucking a bunch of drywall in a square room. Like there's fucking outlets and fucking security cameras. Like, how did you guys build the set for that?
So
Roseblood.
He has an RV, and I think he sold his wife into saying, "Hey, I'm going to build this building that'll hold the RV, which is huge. It's like a state of the art one. Sean lives on like a compound, So he's like, and then so before he finished it, he would make it into whatever I wanted it. So I sat here, and he gave me the specs of the room of the whole building, and I'm like, okay, this room will be this much, this will be this will be this, and then I filled it with name tags. So the name tags are reversible. So different rooms are different stuff. And then Rose is red and Jessica is pink, Tina. So like we swapped out pictures like that, swapped out colors like that. The fast room is actually the final room. We painted it one day in between. And I had all these things marked out exactly in a row. Every picture is 11 by 17. So when the next one comes on, it goes over that one. And all these things together to make it look a lot bigger. Those cameras are magnetic. And so is the light is run by a battery. So all these rooms that we could switch, it took forever to figure it all out. I built it all in my garage for 3 months, freezing my balls off, and sent 2 skids with every box labeled to where it goes, what room, everything.
Damn.
Wow.
So a lot went into that shit. It's not just like fucking some slapstick bullshit. And like even down to like the subtle nods. Like I know this one was in Vengeance, but like Cunningham Road was like paying homage to Sean Cunningham, and the Hodder mental facility, obviously a nod to Kane Hodder. Even when fucking Tina's at the end, she's filling out the crossword puzzle. One of the words is vengeance. I thought that was fucking cool. Like, dude, like the way your mind works is just it's so impressive, and it's like fun as fuck. Like it's just really cool.
And then the last word is what's the last word? Do you remember from the crossword puzzle?
Rose, right?
What did she do before she wrote it?
Well, man, it was manifest was one of them, legacy, and then
right
Rose.
Before she wrote Rose, Todd Jenkins gets killed, the orderly.
Right.
And his blood hits the paper. Oh, yeah.
And then she dips her pen in the blood.
Rose blood.
Right. See, I was going to fucking ask about that too, because I was wondering if that's where it fucking came from, and like, did Rose give Tina the power to summon? Because Rose summons Michael Myers, and then like towards the end, Tina summons Jason again. So like, was that power passed on when Rose died?
No, excellent question. Oh, I'm excited now. I get to explain for you. So,
Because
fuck,
before that, she had one red eye, then she had two, and then she died. And I'm just like, so if you can elaborate on that.
so Rose's power was always Michael. She could always manifest Michael, whether she knew it or not, and she didn't know it when that was Michael she manifested that killed her parents.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So that's why the general, me, I go, imagine an army of these things. So like there's so many little hints that if you watch it 2, 3, 4 times, you kind of get it, which I wanted it that way. So
Right.
And then when the knife goes through the door, he's pure evil. That was the kitchen knife. That was Michael. She manifested Michael to kill everybody in the room. He has no face, not meaning he has no face, meaning he has a pale, faceless face.
Oh fuck!
Yeah. And then when she's drawing, if you pause that scene, she's drawing with a red pen, like she's possessed. If you pause it, that's Michael in the room killing everyone with his collar and his mask on, right from the back.
Son of a bitch! That's fucking awesome. Like that makes it so much cooler.
Yeah.
Now when I go back and watch it, I'm gonna fucking recognize all that shit. That's really cool.
So I'll get to the rest of the story, but there was a reviewer who gave me a 5.5, and I'm like, all right, whatever, man. You don't like it, you don't like it. And then he's like, why did just Michael come out of nowhere? And I'm like, Michael didn't come out of nowhere. I kind of gave the story I gave to you. He's like, what? And then he went back and watched. He's like, oh fuck, I would have gave you an 8.5. I'm like, don't worry about it, dude. You know, it's no big deal. As long as you like it, I'm okay with it. Then later on, she has a red eye. So she was always born that way with the red eye. She's evil, basically. That's why you have that scene we show her combing her hair and the camera pans and you see the one red eye.
Right.
Tina doesn't have a red eye. So basically, what happened is Tina needed 30 years of shots. So from the beginning of the movie to the end, when she becomes Lar Park Lincoln, she's in the Haunted Mental Facility. If you look at her arm, she has black veins that are rotten. And she has a hole in her arm for where it never really healed because they keep giving her shots. So it took her because she's not as strong as Rose. Rose died.
Right.
Rose was like Anakin Skywalker. He was supposed to be so much more, but he died. And she just began to learn her powers at that point. That's why she couldn't totally put him away to hell. She never did it before. So that's why when Rose gets the shot, she has 2 red eyes because she's like Super Saiyan powerful, but she doesn't know how to put him back. I put him away, T, which is an homage to 1 with the cops at the end with the nice music. And she thinks she puts him away, but Jason beats Michael, defeats him, steals the knife, homage to Freddy vs. Jason with the glove, right? You think it's Michael with the knife, but it's instead Jason, and then she dies to him. She doesn't beat him that way. So that was it. So Tina needed the shot to become as strong as Rose, where Rose always was that strong.
How long has this been sitting and stewing in your brain to like want to do a sequel to part 7? Like, when did this all start?
Dude, I wrote the script in 3 days. We shot it in 8 days. From the first time I thought about the idea to when the movie was done and we went home was 110 days.
Wow, that's crazy. I thought you had this idea forever and you're like, one day I'm going to make a movie someday. When I get big, I'm going to make a movie, you know?
We were shooting. I was in Vengeance 1, obviously. And then Vengeance 2, I was supposed to be in. I was supposed to be the major character in Vengeance 2. I was supposed to be alive. So,
Ken Slate, right?
Yeah. So some things happened and some people were starting shit because that's what people do who are actors. They're totally not like me and you. It's just drama after drama. Everything's about there. People complain that they don't have enough words in the trailer. It's just ridiculous.
That's fucking petty.
Yeah. So anyways, they were going to shoot Vengeance 1 week, be off a week, and shoot it the second week. So I was going to go out there and help. And I was like, hey, man, do you mind if I grab some of the actors that are already in Vengeance to Jason Brooks and just make like a 20-minute short? And he's like, yeah, no problem. And then, you know me, Darren, like I don't do anything half-assed. So within like a couple of days, I got fucking Lar Park Lincoln signed. We had an Indiegogo. We had 30 grand in 3 days. And I'm like, fuck it. We're doing the whole fucking gamut, you know?
That's amazing. Yeah, who all did you grab? You grabbed Sanaya, I know, and then Jason Brooks plays Jason, right, in Roseblood?
Yeah, Joe Wilson was actually in Vengeance 2. He was the guy who wore the mask in the woods with the beard. He was the security guard outside for us playing with the Star Trek.
Okay.
Yeah, he was in it. Myself, Sanaya, Jason Brooks, Sean was the executive producer. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it.
I was wondering why you weren't in Vengeance 2 because like Ken Slate didn't get killed. They just showed you with some blood on your face. And then
Yeah.
when you didn't show up, I'm like, man, I didn't want to speculate, but I'm like, I bet he had a fallout with something. Something happened, I bet.
Yeah.
Or I thought maybe you just ditched it to work on Roseblood. So I
It's a,
wasn't sure.
it's a little bit of the both, and I don't only want to tell the story because I don't want to drag people into it that don't want to be dragged into it.
Right.
But
And I never thought it was my place to ask either.
yeah,
So that's
I don't
why I
think it was
stayed away from it.
it had nothing to do with me per se. It had to do with other people being divas, right? And
Okay.
causing scenes. And to when you really are like a leader, you sacrifice to remove yourself so the movie makes it go. So if I would have stayed on board, I think certain aspects of Vengeance 2 wouldn't have went the way Jason wanted it to. So I said, I'm out. If it's going to make the movie better and less drama and easier for you, I'll remove my. I loved being in part. I was the main thing. Sanaya was going to be like my little daughter because I wrote part 2 and that I had a daughter that died, and Sanaya was like my daughter. And I had a locket, and the locket she grabbed the locket from me, and I died protecting her. It was a huge story about that, and it worked out for the better though because I wouldn't have been able to do Roseblood without it. So I have me and Jason Brooks are like brothers. So
right. So so none of that's going to be in Bloodlines then? That whole story that you just said, they had to rewrite everything or what?
yeah. So me and
Damn.
Jason kind of wrote that first one a little bit, and then it changed. I'm obviously not in it, but it changed a lot from there. But it's see, like the difference between Vengeance and Roseblood. Vengeance is kind of like what most fans want, that in your face Jason fucking killing everyone, going ape shit all the time. So that's where it's going to shine like that again for sure.
Cool.
Yeah, I definitely like movies that tell more of the story. I get it. Jason 1 through 10, it's in your face, Jason kills, all this stuff, but like Roseblood, it was like it told more of the storyline behind most of the stuff. And then you just explaining to me all that, I'm gonna have to go back and watch it again because I'm like, I'm watching, it's like, okay, okay, I see that. But now that I know what you said, I'm like, holy shit. And that's why I really enjoy indie films and even fan films is they tell more of a story to me. You know, you get into the like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, or even some of the Jasons, Freddy Kruegers. It's just like, here's the killer, let's just kill a bunch of kids. You know what I mean? I like more of a storyline. Like in this film, Roseblood, obviously it you tell a story, and then hell, just again by you telling me that, I'm like, holy shit, this movie's really good now that he explained it to me. You know what I mean? Like,
I got more for you, man. I got
yeah, I
more.
didn't even know none of that shit. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, I
And
was watching it, but it wasn't
Registering.
clicking, Yeah.
I
Right.
was like 7 because it's, and I hate saying it because it's almost blasphemous for being a Friday 13th fan, but like I've had enough with the camp and the smoking weed and the sex and the tents. Like, okay, maybe it's because I'm older and I'm not as, it's probably part of it.
You can only do so much drugs and fuck so many times.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, and I'll give you a great example of that. 2009 was exactly what fans wanted. Derek Mears looked bad fucking ass.
Hell yeah.
Fucking ass. The woods looked good. The cabin looked good. The kills were good. And you didn't care because they were throwaway characters. You know what I'm saying? So when I did this one, I'm like, I'm not doing that. That's why I like 7, because 7 was like away from the campiness. I'm like, I'm having no sex, no nudity, no drugs, no nothing. It's just going to be this story. And when I told this story to like Riley and Jason, imagine me coming. So you don't know Rosebud. It's never existed in the world. Hey, I call him up. We're like a FaceTime. I'm like, I'm going to do a movie. It's going to be a continuation of 7. And I'm going to bring another girl called Rose. And Rose is going to be like Tina. And they're both going to have powers. And I'm going to grab the Duke from part 9. I'm going to tell the Duke's backstory. Where's it going to be? It's going to be in part X. In the Camp Crystal Lake research facility. And we're going to do it. And everyone's like, what are you, fucking crazy? I'm like, and then Michael's going to be there at the end. And then they think I was crazy.
Right.
But it worked, I think, because you gave the fans what they want to see. They kind of wanted that. They just didn't know it.
Dude, it's a pure like love letter and passion project. That's why fan films, I appreciate them so much, because they're not worried about the almighty dollar or the producer coming in wanting creative control and shit like that. They're like, you're there to fucking have fun. And yeah, I'm sure it's hectic and fucking you have bad days and shit. But at the end of it, to sit and watch your fucking baby is like, man, that's gotta be the payoff in the end, and seeing the good reviews and shit like that.
Yeah, that premiere was, my family was there. My friends, my brother, my niece, my mom, and my dad, my cousins, my aunts, all the fans that were there, everyone from the movie. Was phenomenal. But I don't know if you know, Audie might know this, but Darren knows this a little bit more about the story. So if you remember in 9, Audie, when the Duke says, "Remember me," and he hits him with the handcuffs right
Right.
before he breaks his back, you never knew.
Yeah.
So you basically you told the audience and Jason Goes to Hell that there was a backstory for Duke, but you never knew what it was. That's why in this one, when he kills his friend and rips his face off, he goes, "You're gonna remember me." I
Right.
tell you
Yeah.
why. That and the fact that his son, which I don't know if you caught, is Julius from Part 8. Did you catch that?
Okay.
Darren?
No, I didn't catch that. No.
So he calls his wife and he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to be here a little longer. I'm not going to make it home. Where's my boy?" She goes, "Oh, he's boxing." "Oh, boxing again." He's
Oh
Julius.
shit.
Yeah.
That's insane, man.
Yeah. If
That's
you
so
look at
cool.
you look at his desk, he has a donut box and it says "pink dress, hot dogs and donuts" on the box with a little logo with a hot dog going through a donut. Because remember he said that
Right.
in the
That's
interview?
yeah, that's fucking amazing. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I can't believe, like, after hearing all this shit, I can't believe the people that shit on fan films. It's like it happens all the time. People around here in my local area know I'm a horror guy, so when I'm in the bar and I'm at a show or whatever, and they want to talk about horror, and I love that. I can do it all day, but I hate when people are like, "Oh, we need more Jason movies. Fuck Paramount." And I'm like, dude, there's Jason movies out there. They're
Right.
on fucking YouTube. Oh, those are fan films. It's like, motherfucker, you just said you wanted a Jason movie. I'm telling you where a Jason movie is, and you're shitting on it before you even saw the trailer or I even told you what the title was.
Right.
It's like, I fucking hate people like that, man.
And it's like your point. Everyone who makes these fan films, they're so much more passionate than the studios. They just want to make
Right.
a dollar. They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's why I like fan films and indies. I got a good buddy that did a High on the Hog. It wasn't so much a horror movie, but he had Sid Haig in it and a couple others, and like being it was just an indie, to me it just didn't get the respect it deserved.
Right.
Because again, it was not some big ass Paramount. And I think some of these bigger companies probably need to take a step back and learn from these fan filmmakers and the indies. It's like they make so much better movies. I get it. It's not a big screen Paramount, Sony, but it's like the storylines are better. It tells more of the story to a lot of horrors like Roseblood. I know now more about Jason just from this movie. And hell, I know now more just by what little bit you told me. Now my mind is still blown from that. I'm like,
Thanks.
Jesus, I
The,
gotta go back.
the problem is that I'll get political here for a little bit. Hollywood, they want to tell you what to like and what to
Yeah.
feel and what to love. I mean, that's why the Oscars. I never watch the Oscars. They're the
I
only
don't either.
awards in the world that are voted on by themselves. People who won Oscars and actors vote on other actors who they're going to give it to. It's all political. He didn't go to my party. I'm not going to vote for him. There's no other
Right.
award
Yeah.
like that. And they think that they're high and mighty. And here comes Netflix. And here comes Hulu. And they hate that. They hate Netflix. How dare you not be a studio and make film? Fuck you. And all these big news shows, they don't like it. Joe Rogan, 11 million viewers. Well, I don't like that. That's bullshit. That must be no. The people are speaking. They're tired of being forced what you're supposed to like, whether what you're on one side or the other. They want to be able to choose what they want. And I think that's shown between Netflix, like you said, podcasts, indie film, all that has changed the world.
Yeah, absolutely. You nailed it on the head right there. Shudder is one of them. I've learned and saw some really good horror movies that if Shudder was never around, and even Netflix, Hollywood wouldn't show that shit.
Never.
You know what I mean?
Right.
If YouTube wasn't here, I wouldn't know half the shit. Even some of these indie films, it's just
Right.
Yeah.
I want to talk about your character Ken Slade a little more, if that's cool.
Yeah.
The name came from like a backer, right? Wasn't that a part of the perk where, like, if you donate so much money, we're gonna use your name as a character?
Yeah, so I kind of ran the the ideas for the Indiegogos for both films. So at one point, my name was just going to be Pete, and I was talking to Brooks. I'm like, let's just sell my name. Who gives a shit about my name? He's like, you want to? I'm like, yeah. So we sold the name. It was like a raffle. That's what it was. And Ken Slate won it. Now Ken Slate, he's like the best fan.
The real Ken Slate.
The real Ken Slate. He plays Stryker in Roseblood.
Right.
That's the real
fucking
Ken
awesome.
Slate.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's such a great dude. Him and his wife, such class acts. They're from Cincinnati.
What's with the 203 neck tattoo
Yeah,
on
I was
Ken
gonna ask
Slate?
that too.
Yeah, son. No one's ever asked me that. That's my 203 is New Haven, Wallingford. So I don't have any tattoos, believe it or not. So I was like, I went online and I said, what do you guys think? I want to get a tattoo. And I put a whole different bunch of fonts on 203. And then on my fingers, man, I forgot the address now, 1628. It was John Wayne Gacy's house was his address on my hand, but you never see it in the movie.
Oh shit!
Oh,
What made
wow.
you want to do that? That's fucking
Just
cool.
to
I'm from
be,
the Chicago area, so
yeah,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
just to be sick, just to be sick like
Okay.
that. Yeah. So the tattoo was pretty cool because I don't. All my friends going out, they're all nutballs, and we used to go to the beach, and I used to make fun of them, like, oh, because they'd be tatted up everywhere, right? And I'd be like, everybody wants to be so different. I go, look at me, I'm the one that's different now because I'm the only motherfucker
Right.
that doesn't have any tattoos on me. So that
Yeah,
was
that's
like my
funny.
chance to wear a tattoo because I'm a prisoner, so I can get away with it.
In that scene too, they're talking about a couple of the inmates are talking about Camp Crystal Lake, and then they're arguing about whether it's Forest Green or Camp Crystal Lake, and you're like, it's the same thing, you fucking idiots.
Same
Yeah.
fucking thing, Ron.
Where'd the
Yeah.
Forest Green come from? Is that a real thing in the franchise? That didn't sound familiar to me.
Forest Green is part 6. So
Okay.
when you see CJ Graham first walking back through the camp, it's Camp Forest Green. They changed that. They say it earlier on in the police station. They changed the name to make people not be scared of it anymore, to have the kids go.
Okay. See, those little fucking things that you guys do is just so impressive, man. It's awesome. I think I know about horror, and then you guys pay the attention to
Right?
detail is fucking insane to me. It's crazy. Was any of that ad lib? Like, how much of the movie do you think was ad lib or scripted or
For Rose Vengeance,
any of them? Like, did you let your actors go off the cuff sometimes and keep it, or?
my actors, I basically I listen, a pretty good listener. I rarely put my foot down. So Terry Kaiser is the best example. By the way, I mean, his performance was Dr. Cruz was just unbelievable when I'm in that room. So it's his idea to yell. If you remember, he goes, Tina, and Lar falls back in the seat, and then it changes time and she morphs back into younger Tina. That was his idea. So he's like, hey, Peter, he's like, what do you think I yell, Tina, when she falls back into the chair? So what you don't see is there's like 8 takes of him doing it. And when he was always just right here, right? And he's such a fucking genius that when he comes in and tells me I'm going to yell at her at the end, well, in his mind, he already knew where he was going with that. So now he comes in and he starts here and he ends there. So if you watch the beginning, hey, what do you got there, Tina? He's like her friend. He did all that on the last take. And then he's like, ha, 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 starts to laugh. Then he leans in and then, and then Tina. He ramped that whole thing up just because he changed the last sentence.
That's fucking cool,
Wow.
man.
Bro, I was in the room. I had goosebumps. I was like, this is awesome.
Cut.
Hell yeah.
I got a question. So when you're doing like getting these movies together and you go off, I'm gonna go on the Army side of things because I'm in the Army. And I'm actually a military police, and I've noticed that one of the soldiers in the movie is wearing a patch, and it's an MP patch, not the MP Brizard. Is that something that y'all do intentionally, or is that something you get somebody to go out? All right, go to a thrift store. I need BDUs. I need Army. I need medals. Or is it like something you sit down? Okay, we're gonna put MP patches on this. We're gonna put this medal. Like what? As far as the Army part of the movie, what do y'all do? Is that something you pre-plan, or is it just something whatever's on the uniform you get from a thrift store?
No, that was beyond. I mean, dude, there's not a thing that I don't go over 500,000 times.
Mm.
I mean, and the Army was probably one of the most. So Joe Wilson, he was in a battle in Afghanistan. His partner won the Medal of Honor. I think Joe's up for the Silver Cross. Tommy Lee Driver, Colonel Chase, was in the Army 27 years. Several other people were in the Army. Jules Valenti from Vengeance was in the Army. So I asked all of them, what happens and what, so that people were raving about the MP. They said that's exactly what he would wear inside with that thing there. Those fucking awards, I spent a month going down. So it's 1988. He's a general. He would have been in the Vietnam War, which would have been 20 years before. What awards were the Vietnam War ones? Which ones can't cross over? Which one? Because he's a ranger, but once you're a general, the ranger patch comes off. Like, so many fucking things. The only thing we didn't do right was I had a goatee. I wasn't fucking shaving it.
Yeah, I was like,
the general would never have a goatee. I'm like, fuck you. I look like I'm 12 if I shave it.
He's got a shaving profile. That's a thing in the Army.
Oh yeah. But everybody else, the cover, like I only wore the hat when I came in, and then I eventually took it off. I wanted to wear the fucking hat at one point, and they're like, the general can basically do what he wants.
I noticed little things like that. Being in the Army, and I know bigger Paramount, Sony, they can't depict the Army to the T. They always, one of the rules, they have to like be a little alternate on the uniform, for bigger films where lawsuits and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was the MP patch. It was the 18th MP out of Germany. And I noticed he was like, "It is MP," and I was like, "Ugh, I love it." I was like, "It is MP." So now I was like, "Yep." I got a little chuckle out of it. But you've got a general, with a combat infantry badge and an MP. That was my outtake on it when I saw it. I was like, this is great. Kudos to you. I that's the kind of little shit that I like. You did your research on it. You did the Vietnam medals. That's pretty cool. I had no idea that was something that you were so in tune. I watched it the first time and I was like, they probably just got somebody to go to a thrift store and just buy some BDUs and throw the shit together.
Do you know how much
I would have done that.
Do you know how much that general outfit costs? So when I buy those little the ribbons, right now you can buy the ribbon. I forgot what it's called. It's like 1/3 sewn, and it's whatever the cheaper one. Well, and then everyone's like, they're never gonna know that, Pete. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I ain't doing it. That general outfit, they don't make. Remember, in 2000, in my research, in 2000, they went to the blues. So the generals and them don't wear the greens anymore. They wear those darker blues now as their suits. So to find a green general with all that military shit, 56-inch chest, 20-inch arm, with all that was $2,000. That outfit is $2,000.
I paid about $600 for mine.
And this is rare. And the Colonel Chase, Tommy Lee Driver, he had one that was $1,200. He had even more because when you're not a general, Audie can tell you this, Darren, you could have more shit. Because I didn't know, because they were telling me. I was like, yeah, but I won this, I won that. Like, yeah, but when you're a general, you don't wear that. You're like above it. You're like your stars are above all that. So he had all kinds of shit. But so 5 days before we shot the movie, I fired 5 people. 5. And one of them is the Colonel Chase guy. So he had to learn, Tommy Lee Driver had to learn all that. Well, Tommy Lee Driver's like a fucking tank. The Colonel Chase, the other dude was like 180. He didn't fit in it. So we just took off the Joe Wilson, the guy who was helping me, took off his stars and whatever, the bird and all that stuff, and put it on the green BDUs for as much as we could. But he was supposed to be in the suit too, which would have been awesome.
Yeah. Well, the next Jason movie you do, hit me up. I can probably get you some military shit.
Okay. Yeah. The problem was the older one and me being so big. They're like, no, they're like, hey, no one's that big.
Yeah, you finding that shit,
Yeah.
And that's awesome, Audie, because I was gonna get into the costumes here, so that's pretty fucking sweet that you just fucking nailed it. The one thing that I did want to ask about in Vengeance, how come you guys decided to go with the Part 6, like that Vietnam era Jason Voorhees costume? It looked fucking nice too, by the way. Did you guys have that made or what?
So Vengeance 1, I didn't have I did promoting and all kinds of stuff like that. But as far as like writing and directing all that was Jeremy Brown, Jason Brooks, a couple other guys. So I didn't have any of that idea. I didn't write it. I didn't come up with any of that. But they were doing it 30 years after 6. So they always wanted to do 6. Jason Brooks and his son developed that mask, that awesome Vengeance mask. There's the hero mask, which has like almost the green in it. And then there's the one at the end when he fights CJ, where it's all cut up and it's got blood on it. So there's 2 different masks there. So that was Jason. They always wanted to do a continuation of Part 6. So that's why they went with that look.
Okay.
And that was
my favorite out of all.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I definitely like 6.
Marcio Charlie made that. That's the guy, Horror Costumes Inc. He's the best costume in the world.
How did you guys put together your costume for Roseblood? Because goddamn, was it convincing, especially with the hockey mask off. I was like, it looks just like fucking Kane, dude. In Part 7, like it's so impressive. Dude, I wonder what that cost, if you don't mind asking, like his whole fucking get up, because that shit was insane. 10 G's, Jesus Christ, because that shit looked gnarly, dude.
So what is it? Silicone. Yeah. So latex is what you normally wear, but
Okay.
silicone is super expensive. That's why his bones and his fingers look really good, and he can do this with the silicone. He can't do that with the latex.
Right.
So I don't know if you know the whole story how the outfit was stolen when it was sent from Brazil. Did I ever tell you that?
No, I don't think so, unless I forgot.
Bro, you want to talk about fucking stress and drama? Oh, by the way, my Tina, we replaced the Tina 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks before the movie.
Because you got the young Tina.
The young Tina, because the girl, fuck, I don't want to say her name. She's from Europe, and she was on the IMDb. I always talk to her. I'm like, hey, can you come over here? She's like, yeah, I'm married to an American, because COVID was then, and she's like, I have a dual visa, and I can definitely come. I'm like, okay. So then it was like 3 weeks out. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna line up your flights and your hotel. She's like, well, I can't come. Like, what the fuck do you mean? And she's like, well, I can't come. I'm like, you're on the fucking IMDb. We're doing a trailer. Like, what the fuck? What are you on crack? And then so we got into a tiff, and I was like, fuck you, fuck England, go brush your teeth. And and then I got Jessica, so she only had 3 weeks to do that. But back to the costume. So in my story, Jason's supposed to come out of the lake with no mask, right? Like you saw, and not have a mask the entire time he fights the fast team. And then when you see that awesome shot, when he looks up at the wall, he's supposed to grab his mask, put it on, and then turn. And that was going to be like, the moment. Well, the fucking box came and someone stole the hood. The hood underneath stole it. So that shot where you see Jason coming out of the water, we shot that after. They shot that after I went home. Like a couple months later, they went and shot it. So because the hood finally arrived, the real one. So
like who stole it? Like a porch pirate or somebody on the crew or what?
Like FedEx, they fucking 2-day aired it from FedEx from Brazil. Brazil, it probably got stolen there,
Right.
And then it came all the way there, and there's a punched hole in it. I'm like, oh, fuck my life. So we had to rewrite the whole thing. So when you see the 2 military guards outside and the other guy scares him with the mask, and that's how we had to write it to get the mask outside so we could put the mask on Jason to come in. If you look at when he comes in, he has ears like he does in Vengeance. And then later on, when he fights Tina, he doesn't have ears because it's the real Hawk.
Oh, okay.
So the dude, talking about fucking drama. It was crazy, dude.
Man, so you had to pay fucking for 2 of them then, or what?
Oh no! I told him I'd fucking kill him. I was like, yeah, you fucking. So he sent another one, but it wasn't. They had to make it again, so it wasn't until months later. And that's the scene you see when Jason turns outside and Jason coming out of the water, and then when Lar fights him and breaks his mask. And that was we put Barbasol and fake blood on behind the mask when it was breaking, like in 7. Remember, and his guts are coming out of his head.
Yeah, that was cool.
And then the mask had magnets on it. And then we had someone pull him from behind him and pull it off.
Oh, wow. That's fucking awesome. That's cool as shit.
Yeah, I did see the speaking of the props, I did see the hand prop. Did that thing ever sell?
It's sold. It's sitting right here.
Oh,
So it's sold, but here's the great thing. Darren, you're going to be in it tomorrow, right?
Yep.
So it's sold, but the guy who bought it, we have such great fans. They're like, hey, keep it and raffle it. I'm like, awesome. So now for anybody who did a review on my film, I'm giving away another, I don't know, a couple $100,000 worth of stuff back to anyone who ever did a review on my film. So tomorrow we're going to raffle that off in the trivia.
So what's my competition like? How many are there?
Let me do a review real quick.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
I think you're on the later email. There might be 10 so far.
Okay.
It's not that
so
bad.
It's going to be live like this or what?
Yeah.
Or how's it going to work?
It's going to be, did you see the last one, the trivia, where it's called Cahoots and there's a trivia thing and people are picking? Did you see that?
I don't think so. No.
We'll go over it. It's a StreamYard link. And then inside the StreamYard, instead of you seeing me, you'll see me in the corner. I'm like over here. And then you'll see the whole thing. I'll be talking. Oh. You'll see me and just there. So if I was you, I'd watch it one more time.
Oh, I planned on it. Yeah. Because I watched like the second half today because I had to see that fucking last half hour of Jason again. And then I plan on watching it again tomorrow. But that's another great fucking thing, Audie. You beat me to it. I was going to talk about that fucking hand, man.
Yeah, I saw it.
The skin got ripped off and slapped on the floor. Like the special effects in this movie are absurd. Like they're just so goddamn good. It doesn't look like a fan film at all, man. It's crazy.
That one's made by Amos Effects, Matt and Jeremy Amos. They also did work on Voorhees. So that one, and that's another thing. To imagine me sitting here in this room and I'm just like, oh. I'm like, I want to put the briefcase because that's another 80s homage thing. We haven't talked about the 80s homages and the 80 homage on the suitcase where the guy always came in with the handcuff suitcase, like whatever. there is super important, And I'm like, how am I going to use that? I'm like, oh, if Jason did glove him. Well, it's easy to say that, but to make it happen, they're like, we can do it. I'm like, yeah, but I want him to hold his hand and still move his fingers. They're like, we could do it. And they put all the levers. So on the bottom of the base, there's all these levers like game controllers, and it has wire. So when you go like this, the hands move with it. And then you could use this in a movie. There's tubes running inside the veins to shoot blood out too. All that is still there.
Damn.
Yeah. I saw it. I saw it on there on the one of the pages or a link or something. I clicked.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn. I was like, I want that, but I have nowhere to put that thing.
Yeah. and Strang's my boy. I grew up with him here in Connecticut, and he's a big tough guy. And man, he started screaming like that. Oh, it makes the fucking scene so much better.
That was a good man scream. I gotta admit, that was was fucking cool. So when Tina bends Jason's hand back, is that the same hand or is that a different effect?
That's Brent Edgett. What we did was take the glove off of Brooks. Brent, and so you see the hand breaking backwards, right?
Right.
So what we did was take the glove, put it backwards,
and then broke it.
On Brent Edgett. Now he's holding his hand like this, and he just starts to go like that.
Okay.
It looks like, so he's standing right there next to Brent, with his arm like that.
Okay, that's cool. Little movie magic, man. That's awesome.
It looked good, right?
Shit. It looked real good. I thought it was its own whole thing. I would have never known that it was just the fucking glove backward.
It wasn't. It wasn't CGI. No,
right?
Oh, okay.
That would be like 10 times my whole budget.
That whole like last half hour. So like, how come what made you decide to wait so long to bring Jason into the movie? Because most people are like they're just waiting for the fucking kill scenes, but you got to be really invested in Roseblood and sit through it and enjoy it for what it is, and then Jason shows up, and that last fucking half hour, dude, is some of the best shit I've ever seen in the whole franchise. Why did you wait so long to bring him in?
So there's two aspects of that. One is I like Audie was saying, I wanted to build the characters. I wanted you to give a shit about the characters. And I really think you do, even to Julian, the janitor, you care about him. I mean, you understand Rose. I mean, people were sad when Rose died. You understand Tina. You understand the Duke. You understand the general. You know where the general's coming from. Even though he's a dick, he's Ark. You know what he's trying to do. Mm-hmm. Like, so all these people, they weren't just meaningless kills. I didn't want that. And then secondly, it's like, well, if they're in the facility on the lake, once he comes inside, it's game the fuck over. So like, how could he like hang out for an hour in the film inside the facility? Right. It doesn't make no sense. So those two, I took the risk and I said, there's going to be fans, and there is, and comments that are like, he's there too late. And I'm like, if you think he's there too late, and I agree, that's fine, that's your opinion, but you weren't vested in the story then, and I guess that's my fault. But the people that followed that story, some of them even said, I forgot that Jason was even in the movie.
Right.
We're so vested in the story, and then when he comes, it's like on steroids, and that's what I wanted.
Yeah, dude, it was amazing. It was really good. Like, do you direct Jason when he's Jason, or does Jason Brooks just fucking go off and do his own thing?
So I drew that whole scene right here again, and with Marco and go over it with him. Then we did a walkthrough with everybody, what you're gonna do and how you're gonna kill him. But Jason Brooks is man, he's fucking awesome. He's the Jason, if you ask me right now, the immortal Jason Brooks. So he knows how much I love Kane and how much I love Seven. And so we went over, he studied it. There was only 2 times that I had to tell him, hey, do this or do that. Because when you're in that whole suit with the mask and everything, you don't really know what you look like. You think you know what you're moving, but you don't.
Yeah.
You don't know until you see it on the daily. So there was just one where he did a vengeance breathe. You don't breathe with your shoulders. With Kane breathes with his chest, and the rest follows. There's a big difference between the two. And then one time he slammed the weed eater. That desk wasn't our desk. It was some guys that we borrowed. So he took the weed eater and he like put it down, and he was like, I go, what? Cut. I go, fucking grab it. Fucking slam it. Fucking rip the fucking thing. He's like, all right, yeah. Because, if the whole world wanted to see that weed eater kill for 40 fucking years. So He wouldn't have been nice with it, So,
that kill was crazy too. Like, what's it like to fucking bisect a person on set? Like, how much goes into that shit?
Dude, so Kelly Ellison flew up Sanchez, which, by the way, that's Vasquez from Aliens. That's how I wrote it.
Dude, I was gonna fucking say that.
100%, dude, because it's all 80s, And what chick was more badass from the 80s than Aliens? None of them. None of them.
Right.
Even the
Hot.
final girls, they live.
Hey,
but
Peter, can you say that again for Darren, please?
I'm not a big Aliens fan, so he
This
busts my
fucking
balls over it all the
fuckface.
time.
Dude,
What?
you gonna kick him out right now? Just we'll continue this.
I can't explain
Exactly.
the pain. It's
Thank
similar
you.
to a rape.
Yeah, it's exactly like that, Peter.
She came up and got completely body casted by Brooks. And then so that scene was supposed to be so much more than it was. It's funny when you're directing and making films, you're like, this is going to go great and this is going to be less. And it always is the opposite. So her whole body is casted. I mean, her nipples to everything is casted. We took the guts, Amos Effects made guts for a day, put all the guts inside of her, sealed her up, put in all kinds of hoses and everything inside of her. And you'll see in the outtakes in the behind the scenes, we take the weed eater and hit that body, it bounces. It bounced off a fucking weed eater, which will cut a goddamn tree, bounced off her like 10 times. And every time it bounced off her, it left a huge mark on it.
Oh shit.
So that's why when you cut and you see it inside her already, we had to show it already inside when the guts were flipping like that. So the whole body's chained up on from the top to the bottom so it would hold because you don't want it to sway when it hits. And what happens is homage to 3. We cut the floor out. We get an $800 piece of plexiglass, and I wanted to reenact part 3 where the guy was doing the handstand and he got cut in half with the camera below. So that's what we did. And it wasn't until I was there that I was like, you know what, dude? The bullet's gonna fly out. Let's throw the fucking bullet on the floor. And that was Jason Brooks is the one who throws the bullet right there.
That was a really fucking awesome, like just
that made it.
Idea. Yeah, it was so cool because earlier she swallows it, taking a shot. Like,
where's that from?
God damn it! I was just gonna say that it's a war movie, right? Or no, it's from fucking The Crow. Yeah. God damn it!
Fire it up.
Yeah, that's right. I'm like, I know I fucking know this. Why am I fucking stuttering on it?
I love The Crow, and that scene to me was like, dude, that's fucking crazy. You swallow the bullet. What if it blows up in you? Like, what the shit? Yeah, so I snuck that in there, and you saw the posters like there's the Terminator, Rambo, everything on the wall. Enter the Dragon.
Yeah, I saw that. You should have put aliens on there, like a big, like.
I should have.
Yeah, he wouldn't have caught it though.
So you only had one chance to shoot that, then, right? Like if you fucked up,
you
then
can't
I
fuck
guess that
up.
won't be in the movie. It's kind of like when
there
they
goes-
flip the car. Like we
Yeah.
can only do it one time.
There goes all that money too, you know.
So let me think. 800. It's probably between all the time, the money, the change, the body, her flying out, flying back, the Amos brother, the effects, the cast, probably over $5,000 for 1 second. That's in the movie.
Damn.
Yeah. But it worked out good so then we just had her spill her guts out, with that shot right there. And I love how she just gives up. She's like, fuck it,
Yeah, that was cool. She's like, fuck me. That was awesome. She was so gangster about it, man. Just like Vasquez would have been. She would have done the same fucking thing, I bet.
When I sent the movie to Manfredini when he was doing some of the scoring, he called me and he talks kind of nasally. And he's like, Peter. And I was like, yeah. He's like, I love the fucking line with the fast team. I go, what line, Mr. Manfredini? When she goes, what are you gonna do? Stare at my tits all night? Or are you gonna raise me? He goes, when he said, I'm thinking about doing a little bit of both. He loved that line 100%.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That whole last half hour with Jason in it, like the same instrumentals playing. Where'd you get the music and like the soundtrack or the score or whatever from? I know Manfredini did the score, right? But like, what about that band that's playing that last half hour?
So there's Fred Mullen did a lot of part 7 also. So I contact if you look at the credits for 7, there's Manfredini and Fred Mullen, who's a Canadian guy. So I got with Fred Mullen, got some stuff from him, and then we had some bands submit. I should know the name. We had the band submit some music, and we used some of that in there.
Oh, cool!
It's in the end credits.
Okay, and then that "Kiss from a Rose," man, that was in the trailer. Like it's already a good song, but then like the way whoever's singing that has just made it so creepy, and it made the trailer would be so different if that song wasn't playing in it, man. It was fucking good choice.
The first one was Run. Is it called Run? there was a recover of the first one. I gotta go back and watch it, but that was
Flock
another.
of Seagulls or whatever. And I ran so far away or
And
whatever.
I ran, sorry, not run. So that's like the new thing in the last like 5 years with these Hollywood movies. They're using these like theatrical versions of the song. So that's what we want to do to make it like fresh. And then Jessica's Jessica Hotman, who played young Tina, that's her song New Blood at the end of the movie.
Okay.
Which is
I don't.
There's a new blood. That's her, man. She wrote that within like a week and sang it, and we put it in.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't know that at all. That's awesome. Does she have any more music out there that we can check out or what?
Tons. The band's called Giveth, Giveth, and you could look them up. They just released an album. Her and her boyfriend Ben are the ones who are part of that band. But yeah, that song New Blood is unbelievable. So I just like told her, hey, here's like some bullet points from part 7. Here's some bullet points from Roseblood. Do what you got to do. And if you listen to it, it's all about Tina and everything. It's pretty good.
Cool. I can't wait to check that out, man. I love music as much as I love horror music. So, horror movies.
I sent you some of my raps, right?
Yeah. You remember my fucking little remake of Big Pimpin', the fucking Jason Voorhees remix?
Yeah.
That shit was ridiculous. I was just fucking around. I had a fucking 12-pack in me. I'm like, Peter will think this is funny. Fuck it.
Yeah. I did.
But I got a song coming in Bloodlines, actually. I don't know if it'll be in the movie or not, but it'll definitely at least be on the soundtrack. I signed the release forms and everything, so that's pretty fucking cool. I'm excited about that.
I got a beat that I have in Blood. So I was supposed to do a song called Voorhees, a rap song, but I took a bunch of beats from 6 and 7 and made my own beats. I made the whole beat song, but I never sang over it. So Brooks, it'll be in the soundtrack with yours too, but there's no words. But I got one more fucking Easter egg that I know you guys didn't catch. Do you remember when he got the fucking crazy 8-ball? Remember that back in the day?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When he shakes it, it was like yes, no, maybe, or I don't know, right? Whatever the fuck they were. And the guy goes, "What's wrong, Doc?" He goes, "Oh, my sister. You know, she's supposed to marry this FBI agent Mahoney, but I think he's shooting off his gun behind doors." So in part 9, in Jason Goes to Hell, when the FBI blows up Jason, the camera goes first person view of a guy just walking around. A guy goes, "Great job, Mahoney," and high fives him as an FBI agent. So in my story, his sister is dating that guy.
Oh, cool.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. There's so many little ones like that.
Yeah. Is there any more? We're at the 1 hour mark. I don't know how long you want to go, but is there anything else you want to say or pitch? Like, you got any other movies or projects you're working on or what?
Plug anything or?
I'm gonna do it's gonna probably be another year, but there's a big movie called Z Dead End with Kane Hodder and Felissa Rose and a bunch of guys, a bunch of people that are in it. Robert Resto's the director, and I actually do a scene on screen where I have lines with Kane.
Oh,
so
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's sometime this year, probably in the summer. We're gonna film it in New York, and which is great because it's only like an hour and a half from me. So that's what I'm looking for. And then I'm still promoting the crap out of Rosebud. I'm probably gonna do a movie called Laugh, which you're gonna love, Darren.
Cool.
It's about clowns.
Oh, awesome.
Oh yeah. So and that's when I'm gonna have Terry Kaiser be my father. I'm gonna be in it. That's gonna be a 100% original written cast, go to Amazon kind of thing. Because I've already done the fan film thing a lot. So I want to dive into actually make money maybe once, you know?
Yeah, right. No shit. Yeah. At least get out of debt.
Yeah, exactly.
Pay that 90 grand back or whatever.
So that's
it. A lot of these people that are in SAG, like Steve Dash and CJ Graham, like, I think the minimum they're allowed, because it's a union, so I think the minimum they're allowed is like $900 a day. Is that accurate, or like, do you have to pay these guys because of the union?
It's like $1,500 a day. What those guys do, all of them, they probably don't want you to tell. They defer their money, so we take the money and we give it to the charity, and that's how it works. But the money has to change hands because it's like a union. You can't get away with not paying somebody, you know?
Right.
So that's what it is. They can do it. I can't make money. And if you're not going to pay them, you defer the money to a charity, and you show.
You don't want to end up like Jimmy Hoffa. You better pay the fucking union. Yeah, I love seeing all these guys come back, man. Because if it wasn't for guys like you, they might not be working. They'd just be doing the convention circuit. So it's so fucking awesome to see people like Felissa Rose, Kane Hodder, CJ Graham, fucking Lar Park Lincoln come back, dude. Like Nick, and it's fucking great, dude. It's so cool, man.
dude, I was at the premiere, and and we're at like a panel, and we're doing it all, and they're all talking about like me and the movie and the passion, how they always wanted to come back together. And I'm just sitting there, man. It's like, is this fucking happening? You know, how did I sat in this room with my underwear on, writing a script for like 3 days, and here I am in a fucking premiere with a red carpet with my heroes. I mean, like I said, that one. Can I get these fucking lights on now? Here, like that one, part 7 right there. That's the part 7 shadow box.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
man,
so
you got some really gnarly Jason shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I got fucking all kinds of shit. Oh, everything's a mess because I'm doing all the perks and stuff. But did you see the part 4 fucking one? Hold on. I got this one too the other day. Oh, remember when Tommy was playing Zaxxon?
Yeah. Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
From part 4. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
That's cool as fuck.
I got so much shit. And then over here in part 3, remember when she was reading the Fangoria and she got killed?
Right.
That's it right there.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Wow.
That's all part 3 signed by Brooker and stuff. And there's part 6 over there, and 7 and 4 and everything. So crazy.
Is this screen use stuff, or is this just shit that you went out and bought? Like, oh, that Fangoria, I need that fucking issue to shadow box it.
That one's screen used. The rest of the stuff is just stuff that I bought.
That's awesome.
Like 67 masks, and they're all signed. And there's variant masks. Like I have the Chrome 9, really made of chrome, signed by Kane and everything.
Oh fuck, that's crazy.
From the cover.
You think that you'll do conventions and be a vendor as the director of Roseblood or what? I'd love to see you come to the Chicago scene, man, like Days of the Dead and shit.
I'm trying, man. I was actually gonna go to a show for Vengeance as an actor way back when, and then the show fell through. And then I'm doing one in Connecticut in September. My agent's trying to get me at another one, but we'll see. I would love to do Days of the Dead. I would love to do Days of the Dead.
Dude, it's so fun. That's where horror comes to party. Like that's their fucking tagline. So like the people are just walking around drinking and shit. Like Kane Hodder's just got tequila. He's always got 2 nice looking ladies next to him. He's talking shit to everybody. He goes down to the bar afterwards and just gets fucking hammered. He's cool. He's not a jerk off or nothing, you know. Yeah. But a lot of these people just come and get fucked up with the fans, and then they walk. You're all staying in the same hotel. Yeah. So like that's so easy to like just ride the fucking elevator with Alex Vincent on accident, you know, like, oh shit. It's Days of the Dead is awesome, man. It's really cool.
It's funny you say that because Monster Mania, I put the picture up the other day with me in the Savini outfit doing the shot of tequila with Kane, because that's what we do. We would drink and do tequila. But right there is Mad Monster Chicago, when the last time Kane was in part 7 outfit, and that's me, Kane, and Lar in that picture right there.
Oh, that's crazy. And this is way before Roseblood. Like,
I flew out by myself. It's funny because we were just doing a picture with Kane, and then Lar agent said, hey, for $20, do you want Lara to be in the video? I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. So I told her, I'm like, do you remember me in Chicago? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, so 3 years after that, I just decided to make a continuation of 7, and it happened. Just fucking amazing.
That's fucking cool. How do you get a hold of them? Like, I'm not doing that to step on toes. I'm genuinely curious. Like, how do you got to go through the agent, or is it just email, or what the fuck?
So Steve Dash, I knew him for Vengeance, and then CJ, I kind of knew him through Kane. Kane, I knew Kane. Lar, there's a fan called John. I forgot John Wood, and I was trying to get Lar for Roseblood. When I first came up with the script, we didn't have Lar. It was like a couple days in, and they're like, "Why don't you get Lar?" And I was like, "Okay, how do I do her?" So I did the Facebook thing. Doesn't work. I'm part of IMDb Pro, but they usually have an agent. It's always a nightmare. He gave me like her personal email. And she answered it and then said, hey, call me. And then it just went from there. I mean, if you go to IMDb Pro, if you get Pro, it has their agents and their numbers.
Yeah. I've got Pro on my phone.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Different. I had no idea. That's awesome. You think you and Jason Brooks will ever work in the future on anything? Again, I'm sure.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking, dude? If I don't want to do it because I'm tired of losing money, but if I was ever going to do a fan film, hopefully you'd fucking like this. It would be Phantasm, Jason Brooks, Tall Man.
Oh shit, that'd be crazy,
right?
That'd be fucking wild.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty sweet. I think Jason could pull it off too, man. He's one of the better actors, and like when he played that redneck dude,
dude,
and, like it's so fucking funny,
so good, dude. He went live one time right after that as Louis, in the whole costume. Dude, he's so fucking smart and funny. Like fans were just shooting shit out of nowhere, and he was just coming back with one-liners. You know, he really good like that. Like, well, you must put your tampon in with a Nerf gun.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck is that? That is hilarious. Or like when he meets Jason in the woods and he's like, you smell like a donkey queef on a pair of hillbilly balls.
Yeah. That guy is called Don Shell, who's Jason. So Jason Brooks, who's 6'5", 3/4, plays Louis. Well, the guy Don Shell is like 5'8". So the guy Don Shell, we put into the Vengeance costume. We put him on this big block, like 2 feet high. So that's why you see him like that.
Okay. Yeah, because I didn't even think of that. Like, duh, he plays Jason. It's like, who the fuck did they get to do that? Because that dude is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You tough, Mickey Myers?
Yeah, Mickey Myers. That's fucking funny.
Yeah.
Jason told me that whole 1%ers, like one percenters throwing shit away. He said that was an ad lib part.
Yeah,
that was pretty fucking funny. I love it.
Yeah.
I love make that 2 beers to go.
Yeah.
He's just crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Who the hell puts a tree in the middle of the road? Like,
yeah.
Like officer fucker.
Yeah, he's the comic relief for that.
Yeah, he gets his fucking head pulled off, and that was a great kill. But I hope that they can do some kind of flashback with the guy and bring him back because he's just too cool of a character to not have around.
Hey, you want to break some ground today?
Huh? Let's do it.
I helped write part 2, and let's just say your wish might come true.
All right.
All right.
Cool. Kick ass, man.
In one way or another, because he's just so awesome.
Yeah, he's too cool to not have
I definitely
around.
have him back.
Yeah,
sure.
And if you know Brooks, he's nothing like that. He's real quiet and like he don't talk for like 2 hours, you know. And he's like not like that at all. He's not cocky. He's not. So with that character, it's just like, who is this?
Right.
You know? It's amazing.
No one can do it better than him either. Like he invented that character, so that's 100% him. It's fucking genius. I love it.
He has the dip, and he's got his eyes all big and shit, walking around. You know.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. That originated in a different movie, right? In like a short or something.
He's played that character. So I think in The Barn 2 with Ari Lehman, I think he's that character again, or some other movie I forget.
Oh damn!
And then he was in 2 other movies with that, and then Vengeance and everything, because it's such an awesome character.
Yeah.
And Friday 13th, Up All Night. Did you ever see that one?
I don't think so. No.
Nightmare on Elm Street, Up All Night. Pretty good short Jeremy Brown made with Matt Shaw and the girl that was going to be my Tina. I'll send it to you. I'm on the wall, and it says warning. Pretending to be transsexual, transgender, don't let him in the bathroom. It's a picture of me. But in that movie, Louis at the bar and talk shit. I'll send you the link.
I'd love to see it. Yeah, that'd be cool, man. And all right, cool. Yeah, I'll watch it right after this.
All right.
Well, we'll let you go, man. I truly appreciate you hopping on with us, man. And if you ever want to make some music together, I'd fucking love to, dude. I'll send you a beat and we can fucking get down and spit some shit.
If you can, I have no more time to make beats. So yeah, when I settle down with the Blu-ray and stuff in May, April, if you can make beats, we'll do something.
I'll send you a song, but I'll have the hook, everything done. All you need to do is spit a verse and send it back. We'll fucking do it that way.
100%.
All right, cool, man.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much, and I'll see you tomorrow in the fucking trivia. I'm really excited about it. Hopefully, I win that fucking hand.
I'll have to tune in.
Yeah, Audi, thanks for having me on too, man.
Yeah, yes, sir. I really appreciate it. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for giving us your time. I know you're a busy man, and we appreciate it a lot.
Thank you. Awesome.
All right, you keep making them. We'll keep watching them, brother. I'll talk to you later, man.
I mean,
good night.
Later, dude.
So there it is.
What a fucking cool guy, right?
Like, yeah, man. Down to earth. Like, I see no ego whatsoever.
No, we probably could have went like a whole another fucking hour, but I'm like, I don't know what he's up to. We didn't talk about time or anything, so
he kind of got to give it their, you know, the ball is in their court, you know.
We could always have him back too if the listeners think that was too short of an episode. I'm sure he would be more than happy to come back, and then we can because I want to get into his rowdy days and things like that. I'm sure he's a take no shit kind of guy. Yeah, and I'd love to hear some stories of him busting some fucking heads. He's a fucking rad dude. I really appreciate having him on, man.
I like, again, I'd have to go back and I gotta rewatch it. I missed all that shit. You know what I mean? I guess I was just more in tune to just watch it and just at least get it out of the way. Like, watch it and see what it's about. But now that he has told us about the little Easter eggs and stuff, like, holy shit.
There's a lot I missed too,
Yeah,
apparently. Like, I had no fucking clue about any of that shit.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I was like, well, like, I caught some of them, you know, but man,
Yeah.
it really makes me want to watch it again. I can't wait for the fucking Blu-ray to come out, dude. I'm
Yeah, I want
excited
to see the
about
behind
that.
the scenes stuff. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and listen to his commentary. He was telling us he did a commentary just last night. So that's really fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like, I just appreciate his time, man. And
Yeah.
like I said, he just fucking he's like, dude, I just woke up like 5 minutes ago, and he's like, but I ain't missing this fucking show. Like, that's so cool because he don't know what shit. He didn't have to fucking do that.
No,
We didn't pay him. You know, he
Yeah.
just wanted to hang out with us, and
That's pretty
that's
cool.
really
I
cool,
definitely
man.
I definitely see him coming back in the future. I mean, maybe just have him on just to kind of be that third person on a movie review or something. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. That was
He's
for
definitely
Ben.
one of those type of guys you like, man, let's just have him back on.
No, we absolutely will. We'll wait
Yeah.
a little while, and
Yeah.
like I said, I could have kept I'm not sure we could have kept going, and I don't know, but I just didn't know what he had going on, so I was like, oh fuck it, you know.
Yeah.
We talked
Right.
about Roseblood and got everything out of there, and I just didn't want to take up too much of his time. But next time, we'll have him back on. I know he'll come back on. He's a fucking rad guy like that.
Hey, my buddy, he's in the Army. He understands.
Oh, the Rip It. Yeah, Rip It energy
dude. I'm telling you, this was our fuel.
on the planet.
This was our fuel in Iraq, dude. I lived off these, man. A cooler with water, and then a cooler with nothing but Rip Its.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, I could bleed Rip It. But anyway, that's it, man. Everybody that's tuned in and watched, we appreciate it.
After this, me and Audie will hop on and do a mini-sode for all of our patrons, all of our Patreons. So if you want to see more content, all the extra behind-the-scenes shit and us just fucking around and being silly, please hop on our Patreon and donate $5. What's the least they can do? Like $3 a month?
I think it's 5, and then the most is 10, and you get your perks. I'm still learning the system on it. I think $10 is behind the scenes, and shit, what else do we give?
Well, the merch, we got merch coming in about a month or two, and then as soon as we get merch, if you're a Patreon, we're not going to sell we're going to sell our t-shirts to people who aren't patrons, but if you're already a patron, you're going to get that shit for free. So there you go right there. Fucking $5 a month is all we ask. We truly appreciate it. Big shout out to our Patreons, our producer, Ben Newman. He's the shit. Thank you so much. We got Brent Kopaka. We got Ryan Merriman. We got Chandra Daler. She's our new producer / patron. We really appreciate you all. Thank you so much. And then we got 2 other randos who still have yet to update their name. Update your name so we can give you a producer rights.
So the 2 randoms will thank you. What do we want to call them? We'll call them John Doe's and
John and Jane Doe. I guess they're a married couple from fucking
whatever. You know, I don't know. But anyway, we'll get off here and we'll get into the mini episode for the Patreons, the producers. I'm sorry. And don't forget to drink Rip Its.
Yeah, rip it up, baby. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. Don't blame us.
Yeah, if you missed this, please don't blame us.
It'll be on Spotify. It'll be everywhere if you missed it. So go get a can of Rip It and fucking watch it somewhere else. Thank you for tuning in to our little passion project podcast. Remember, we go live every single Friday night, same damn time, same damn channel. So if you miss it, don't blame us.